my people. I am not sure if I'm going to stick with that. I don't know what to say there. You know, like people usually say like, hey friends, or I don't know, hey guy. Anyways, I'm trying to think of something clever and interesting, but you know. Anyways, so I just wanted to go through the process of creating this drawing. So as you can see, initially I was thinking of maybe doing some horns. I was thinking sort of a mountain ram kind of horns initially, but they just weren't really feeling right with the face and the angle, and it just wasn't really coming together. So I decided to start over, and I thought maybe I'll just start with some bangs, because for some reason I just wanted to draw some bangs on here. So I did some big bushy bangs, and like, you know, kind of started sketching the rest of the idea around that. So then ended up becoming this big head of curly hair, which kind of reminds me of my oldest daughter's hair. Hers is pretty similar to this. And I put some little cornrows on the side there to kind of pull back the side of the hair a little bit. So then I started working on the eyes, and I put the irises in, and then they just weren't looking right, so I erased them, and I was like, oh, I'll just fix these later. As you can see, I did the eyelashes twice, because the first time I did the one side with a different size brush than the other side, and so they weren't really looking the same. Then I erased the eyes again, and I initially was thinking I would get back to it eventually, and then I just left them blank. So yeah, that was kind of a new one for me as far as the eyes go, because I usually do sort of semi-realistic eyes, usually in most of my drawings. And yes, you can hear some child noises in the background, because my 4 children are semi-quiet, but it is very difficult to keep them quiet for any length of time. So here I'm putting a thicker outline around the whole outside. It just really helps with the visual interest of a piece to have varying line widths. And you can see I'm putting another sort of thicker line, but not quite as thick as the outside line, just to kind of pop out some of the internal features and outlines there as well. So then I started messing around with colors. I wasn't quite sure what colors I wanted to go with. I was thinking maybe browns and purples. You can see I started with this blue on the hair, and then just decided to start with the face first instead of the hair. It's always just every drawing is a learning process of trying to decide what I want to do, especially the colors. I usually don't have those figured out beforehand, so I have to do it all afterwards, or after I've got the line art, and I just start messing around with stuff and seeing what I like and what works. So then I decided to go in with this purple for the hair. So you can see here that I'm coloring in the whole head of hair with this purple. I just wanted to have sort of a blank canvas, because I was thinking I do want to mess around with some of the tools, which you'll see a little bit later. But I wanted to kind of have a big area to mess around with some textures and kind of see what I can come up with. Change the outline color to black, because I felt like that reddish brownish color that I initially started with was kind of fighting a little too much with the colors of the skin and the hair. And then also with the feel I started to get, with the mood I started to get, I felt like black kind of fit that better. Because I kind of started to go for more of like a dark, almost creepy-ish sort of vibe. It's not really like creepy, but you know, with the eyes and I went for more like dark colors and reds and stuff. I guess I started getting sort of a Halloween-y kind of vibe, so I just sort of rolled with that, even though it is a little different from my usual stuff. Then I just started messing around with textures in the hair. I hadn't, this is my first time using Procreate, so I didn't really know what brushes there are or how to use them and what the textures will look like. I just wanted to see what kind of effects I could get and how they would fit with the drawing, the overall feel. And another thing is that I don't have the Apple Pencil because I thought it came with the iPad, but it doesn't. So I'll probably get that for Christmas. But here I'm just using a like basic stylus. It's like a $3 stylus from Walmart. So it does not have all of the features that a regular stylus would have, or I mean the Apple Pencil would have. So yeah, it just has like really basic, like I can use it to move things around, you know, to put the paint on, but I can't affect like the opacity with my strokes or the size, which you can do that with, you know, different pencils. So, but by setting the opacity manually, I was able to get a really cool effect with this, I guess it's sort of a rainforest brush. And I just sort of used that in really light, thin layers to get all these different colors. And I thought, oh, that kind of looks like a nebula. So I just kind of went for that vibe of a nebula with some stars and stuff. And then I just finished it out with a little bit of shading on the face and the eyes just to give it a little bit of depth. I wasn't going for too much realism as far as that goes, but I just wanted it to, you know, sort of have a little bit of a feel of light and shadow. And there you go. There's my Galaxy Girl. I think this took me about 2 hours total from start to finish, so it's not too bad. I definitely had a lot of fun creating it. And I hope to see you again soon on my next video. Thanks for watching and thanks for the support.